Everybody, and welcome to One Hub Racing. This is season 17 here and now common qualifying night. I'm Jamie and alongside me is Liam.
Hi Jamie, it's good to be back after having a little break. Is this working? It's good to be back. I had a little while off due to being a bit swamped with personal stuff, but it's a good time to be back.
Yeah, indeed, and obviously Bahrain is a track which we had qualified out here last season, so it'd be interesting to compare, see how drivers who are racing from last season, how they've improved from last season. And obviously Bahrain's a track which is, it's quite an interesting track, because normally we have it in night time, but because due to the practice session we're going to have it in daytime, so we might get some different track conditions.
Yeah, I think it'll be faster than the daytime simply due to there being, well, the surface temperature of the track being hotter, so it might allow people more grip than they'd normally have in the night. So that's usually the difference, is the temperatures between Bahrain during the day and Bahrain at night.
Yeah, indeed. As I quickly run through our drivers we've got in our session tonight. So at the 6:15 session is the first of 4 sessions. In this session we've got Jess Gamer, who is he's a returning driver from a previous season. We've got Apex Rogue, who raced last season in the Prospect tier. We've got Decisive, who also raced in the Prospect tier last season. We've got Enns, who raced last season in the Prospect tier. We've got Craig Senna. And we've got Salty Bear, who also last season raced in the Prospect tier. We've got Nikki, who raced last season in the Prospect tier. We've got Riley, who raced last season in the Podium tier. We've got Hindle, who I believe is a new driver. We've got Farf, who I also believe is a new driver. We've got Lily Hart, who raced last season in the Prospect tier. We've got J Luke, who raced last season. We've got Erdy, who I believe is a new driver. We've also got Jules and Zach Jarvis, who raced last season in the Prospect here. We've got Arnaud, who's a new driver. We've got TJ, who's a new driver. We've got UHT MCFC Boy, who raced last season in the Prospect here. We also have Alpha, who I believe is a new driver. Tom Robbo and Gazzaman, who we all know Gazzaman is the experienced driver who's racing in yet another season.
Yeah, I do remember Gaza from my time when I was driving. He's a true OG. He's always the Mr. Consistent Gaza, in my opinion. He's always been that Mr. Consistent. Jess, who I've commentated before, but I've never actually raced with before, but hopefully, well, I'm hoping that I'll be racing with her this season, maybe. And Riley as well, I remember him from my One Hub days as well.
Yeah, I believe he won his first race last season, and I think last at Silverstone, so yeah, he's definitely picked up some form. He's moved up the tiers as the season's gone along, as we're going to be underway shortly for Bahrain. Obviously a half-hour practice session. Obviously you do get the choice of tyres, and I believe most of these drivers should go for the softer option, because I believe you will get 4 sets of soft tyres. Early on though, expect drivers to maybe go out on a set of harder tyres, maybe to feel the track, because in the practice session the track does ramp up a lot towards the end of the session, even more than the qualifying session.
Yeah, I'm hoping, honestly, I just really want to get into this and see who comes out as the fastest here, and I really just can't wait for the season to get going in general, for the first race of the season.
Yeah, it should be a good one, as we've got yeah, it should be a good one indeed, as we're waiting for the ready up, as it should be not too long now. We've got 16 drivers in, and yeah, obviously after the qualifying session finishes, what happens is that we collate the times together, and then so we sort of have a ranking, and then after that we look at certain factors, and our task system will help us with that. It'll help us figure out if what drivers' fuel settings were and what their ERS modes were, and then after we look at all the data we then have a discussion, and then the tiers will be announced pretty shortly after, so we won't have to wait too long to find out what tier we're in, but just because you think you're in a certain tier doesn't mean you are.
Yeah, definitely. People who are in it, it just depends really on, well, because it's not really just tonight's pace, is it? Because it's everything that take into account. Your time at one hub, your time trial times as well. That's all going to determine where you fit in.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we do have data from last season because we did the same track, which is the benefit of having the same track. You can sort of see where drivers have improved and who hasn't really. But yeah, it should be a good one. Is he going to mention, quickly mention our sponsors this season? We've got 3 sponsors. We've got obviously we've got Next Level Racing, who are sponsors yet again, and they're offering a prize of a wheel stand to the winner of the Going Gets Tough award. Now the Going Gets Tough award is an award for drivers who don't tend to finish in top, who are outside the top 3, but if they do all their media day commitments, they attend all the races, they're eligible for this prize. And I believe last season, Dexter won it. So it's a good prize to have if you're interested in upgrading your sim racing equipment.
Yeah, definitely. It's always handy to have, well, to get extra sim racing equipment, but it's also just a nice award to have in general.
Yeah, we've also got increased prizes this season, and that's thanks to our new sponsor this season, Vespertine. Their new sponsor. Sorry, I've pronounced that wrong, but yeah, they're a new sponsor. They're offering our prizes. We've got more prizes this year, and we're thanks to them for the support.
Still waiting on the ready up here for the first qualifying night session to begin, so
yep, hopefully not too far away.
Yeah. So,
yeah, as also we've got our yeah, obviously this session should begin pretty shortly, and as I said, expect to see drivers early on go out, maybe on hard times, maybe do a couple laps field, because the track conditions they won't be what they expect in like a time trial, because the grip will be very, very minimal at the start.
Yeah, definitely. They've got to rubber in the track by going around it as much as possible, just to get a grip of the circuit, really. It's not going to be a normal Bahrain at night, like, one-off qualifying session. It's it's just a raw Bahrain circuit with just no rubber put down at all, so they're going to have to go out there and just put in the laps to try and get the most grip out of the circuit as possible.
Yeah. So I'll quickly mention our final sponsor, Lee13, who is obviously driving the 7 PM session. So if you want to go on board with him, he's sponsoring our trophies. Go on board with him, and then you can get a driver's view, and he's on Twitch as we're about to get underway for our qualifying night session. 5 minutes late, I believe, but at least we're getting away.
Yep, we're underway at last here, so the wait is over. One Hub Season 17 begins here.
Yep. Obviously the conditions are fixed for all 4 sessions, so it'll be the same conditions, so there will be no difference in temperatures or weather or daytime, because it's all fixed, so we once again will get the fairest comparison between all of our drivers.
Just a few more, well, just a minute or so left now until we see the first cars out on track. So who do you think out of these guys could possibly top the time charts in this session?
I think J Luke, I fancy him, because he seemed quite a quick driver last season, so I fancy him. But there's a couple of new drivers who I've not really seen, so it's always exciting getting new drivers, because you're not quite sure where they're going to get placed, but we'll find out tonight for sure. There's beautiful sunshine in Bahrain.
Yeah.
task data has loaded up, so we'll be able to look at sector times and see what settings everybody's on. So this is really good information we're going to see now.
Yeah, I've spoken to, well, I know a few of the guys here. I know some of the, well, I definitely know Riley's quite quick. I think VAR Jules is also quite confident. I've spoken to him a few times as well. He seems like a decent guy as well, so I'm hoping that Riley and Jules will just have a great session, just do their best, and hopefully just get the tier they're wanting.
Yeah, it should be quite fun. Yeah, it reminds a bit old school looking at Barron with bright sunshine. Looks beautiful, but yeah, it's very interesting. Our first driver out is Jay Luke, I believe, in the Williams. Yes, it is. So we'll go on board with him, see how he's doing. See, the track conditions are not ideal yet, so just expect some time for these guys to bed in. But he's gone out on softs already, so he fancies doing setting a lap early on and seeing how he stands up.
I'll just have a quick nosy through everyone else just to get just see what tyres people are on. Most people are on the mediums at the moment, so that seems to be the most popular tyre at the moment, is the mediums. So
yeah, there's only Hindle's on soft, but not out yet.
Yeah, we've got one guy on the hards, and it's TFR Erdi, I believe. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name, but he's in the pits on the hard tyres.
Yep. Jay looks about to start up, so we'll see how he gets on. As he spun it coming out the final corner. That just shows you how track conditions are, and he's stuck into the wall. Thankfully no damage, and so he'll be able to continue, but his lap's ruined because he's going to have he's reversing to try. Oh, he's got disqualified reversing the wrong way, so not a good start to qualify for J Luke. He might have to join in a later session.
Yeah, hopefully there's space for him in a later session. If not, he might have to just do it at a later date with the people who didn't make it, or who weren't able to make it tonight.
Yeah, we've got several drivers who are not here tonight. Lily Hart's not here, and I believe a couple others aren't, but they'll do a session later on, or they might have already done one privately, and we'll get their data, so don't worry about that. Everybody will be setting the time, and then we'll have our full set of information. As Apex Rogue in the Ferrari is on a flying lap. Obviously at the moment the times, it's hard to tell because it's early on, but he's looking good so far. The car looks nicely balanced, and Apex Rogue last season was in the prospect here, but he showed some good pace, but problem for him last season was consistency. He had a few offs, and I think I'm fancying this season, if he stays in the prospect here, I fancy him to have a run for the championship.
Yeah, well, from what I'm seeing at the moment, I believe that it is either, Zach Jarvis, I believe. No, it is Apex Rogue who looks to be the fastest man out on track for now, since he is leading the way, but there's a couple of guys behind him going quicker.
Yeah, Apex Rogue.
From what I'm seeing.
He's got enough fuel for this lap. I don't think he's got any more fuel, so this will be one lap run for him as he goes fastest 1:29.3, but Arnold beats that, goes 6 tenths quicker.
Yep. What a lap from the Williams driver. Unfortunately, his teammate Jay Luke was disqualified, so he's flying the flag for Williams in this qualifying session.
Yeah, Zach Jarvis cross line, I believe he goes third with a 1:36. And let me see who else is near the line. There's a few invalidated laps. There's the Renault and Ryder's going to cross the line, but his lap's invalidated too, so a couple of guys struggling for track limits. And you see Indecisive go to 4th place with Jess in 5th. Obviously Indecisive and Jess, they're both part of the commentary team, and they're both really passionate drivers, and they're both race premium drivers, and it's good to see they get the spots. Hindle goes quickest, he's the first guy set up in the soft, so 1:26.9.
So he looks to be about just over a second quicker. I don't know, maths isn't that great these days.
26.9, that would have put him thought in the top 50 last season in qualifying night. So a decent lap for him so far. He surely will improve as the track numbers up though.
Just having a quick look just now. Nobody in. A couple of people going green, it looks like. Some people on longer, what could be on longer runs compared to the likes of Arnaud as well, who's only looks to be out for like the 2-3 laps.
Yeah.
But you've got drivers like who it appears to be. Yeah, you've got Zach Jarvis, who's got another 6 laps of fuel left. You've got Indecisive, who appears to have at least another 8 or so laps of fuel on board. So those guys are out for the long run at the moment, just trying to set as many laps as they can.
Good balance, yeah. Good get balance of grip and see how you're driving as. Yeah, Zach, you've got on board with Zach Jarvis, he's been a regular driver on Hub Racing, and he had a podium. He's had one podium in Canada and China in season 13, I believe. And it's a driver you've raced a lot with. What do you make of him? Do you think he's got good potential? Do you think maybe what I've noticed that Jarvis sometimes he's a bit. He just makes too many mistakes sometimes. He does have good pace, but he's just he's just off days, and it sort of ruins his consistency.
Yeah, he is a quick driver on his day, but like you said, he can be a little inconsistent at times. He's a bit, well, he's kind of like me as well. I've mostly had my off days instead of my good days.
Yeah.
But still, it's always you've always just got to go out and enjoy yourself, and hey, if he's not having his best day, as long as he enjoys himself, that's all that matters really.
Yeah, indeed, as he comes in the pits he's validating that lap, so we'll go on board with, we'll see how Enz is doing. Obviously Enz is the creator of this task system, and he raced last season in the Prospect here, and he had decent results. He had a few good points finishes, and he'll be looking to improve as some of the quicker drivers will surely move up to higher tiers, so that might help him. I raced him a couple of times last season, and he's quite he's not, I wouldn't say the quickest driver. What he is, I find he's very consistent in the race pace. He's really good at his managing his tyres, and I fancy him. I fancy him to have some really strong results this season. He's about to finish his lap. He's on the softs. He's run out of ARS, so he's not going to get the full deployment across the line. He goes fourth with that, a 28.0. So we've got 3 guys set laps on. Yes,
yeah, we've got the alpha of Jules coming around the second sector, who went. Looks like he went purple in the first sector, and then he's purple in the first sector at the moment. But going through there, it wasn't as good. Just a green sector, but could be on to go second fastest here. Yeah. But you'll have to wait and see. Did take a little bit too much curbs and he's run out of VRS, so in he comes. Yeah,
I think he's about to come out. Yeah, he must have made a mistake there in that final sector. As we'll go on to see anyone else out on soft tyres. Riley's out, Gazza's out soft tyres, Riley's out soft, so indecisive. So we start to see the soft tyres come into play now. Drivers start to go for their laps. So you've got 20 minutes to go. So they should have 4 runs this if they've selected the right tyre option. So you should find plenty of time as the session goes along.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, you'll see some of them go for 2 flying laps on the soft. Maybe some will just go out for the 1 run on the soft. It just depends really what they're up for. But yeah, it's getting to that point where there's just about enough grip for the softs to really be the tyre of choice, and you get probably the most out of your car. But you're going to really need to save that 1 set for like less than 5, when it's 5 minutes to go and you need to get out. That's when you go. 5 minutes to go. That's when we're going to see everyone at their absolute peak.
Yeah, Indecisive has gone over second quick on the first set, so he's definitely a lot more grip now. This should improve a lot because he's seen a lot more grip than before. So they should get him into the 20, maybe 29s, maybe late 29s, maybe if he gets a good final set to go in. Be around there, I reckon. As he comes down the hill, no one in front of him, so he's got no traffic issues at all. This has been a pretty clean lap so far for him. And can he get the final corner right? Just about, locks up a little bit, gets a little bit. The exit wasn't the greatest. He's going to cross the line now. What's the time going to be? 1 minute 30.
1 minute 30, just under 30.4. But from what I'm seeing, Indecisive has about 7 laps of fuel left in the car.
Yeah, so he's going for a long run.
He must be out for a long run on the soft. So
yeah, Riley goes quickest.
Riley goes
26.4. That's a good lap for the Dutchman. It's an impressive lap
Dutchman at the moment.
Yeah, he's over. He's 8 tenths quicker than what he did last season. Just shows how much he's improved compared to last season's Arnaud now lowers the benchmark by 1/10 of a second. We're starting to see the tyres coming to the fore now a little bit.
Yeah.
On board Gazza's on the final lap. Obviously, he's in his favourite car, the Red Bull. And wouldn't be surprised if he gets that car again. Next season, he loves.
I don't remember a season where Gaza wasn't in the Red Bull. So.
I believe his first season he was in the Ferrari, I believe, and maybe he was using the Renault, I think, as well. But it's been mainly Red Bulls for him. He goes across the line at 27.6. That's a good lap for Gaza. That's a good lap for him. He's quicker than his time last season, and he's still got 20 minutes to go. So he's definitely improved.
We're going to be seeing a lot of people going faster than they were last season due to just the game cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
Games going out longer, more people having more time to improve, so times are going to be dropping quite a bit.
He's gone board Hinder there with a really good first sector, but when you approach that hairpin and he got a little bit leery on the wheel spin, that might cost him. That hairpin, it's the most difficult corner of the circuit, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. The downhill braking zones makes it even worse because depending on where you brake, you either go too short of the corner or you overshoot the apex. But it's really difficult to nail. But if you do, it just helps your lap immensely, especially for a run out of that back straight.
Yeah, as he improves to 26.8, but I think he lost at least a couple of attempts in that hairpin for sure. As we know about Zach Jarvis improving his time. Is he on the soft tyres? No, he's still on the mediums, but he's going for his longer run and he's starting to see a bit more pace, but he's leaving the soft runs a little bit late. If I was him, I'd pit now and go do a soft run just to get a time on the board.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Jamie. I definitely think it is time to come in for the soft, especially with 15 minutes to go. Not really the time for the medium tyre anymore.
No,
even if it was the hard tyre would probably be the worst choice out of the lot.
Yeah.
Because it's the medium tyre, it kind of balances it out, so it can go a little bit longer. But we're definitely at the point now where the soft is the tyre to go for.
Yeah, it was Jules texting an interesting line through the S's. Obviously, he's trying to get out to the pits. He's just improved his time to a 1:26 a second quicker than last time, so he's improving. So yeah, we've got a few guys in that 26s now. I wonder if we'll get something in the 25s at the end of this session, as TJ has just gone 27.9.
I do think we will see the 25s at the end of the session.
Yeah,
just because, I don't think people are on the latest of fuel and aren't pushing too much, and the track isn't even at its best, isn't at its grippiest at the moment either. So combine all three with everyone on the absolute limit, I think we're going to be seeing some people dip into the 25s.
Yeah. Yeah, Ends has just improved this time to 27.5, getting 6 tenths in his lap, so it just shows you how much the grip is improving. Have we got anybody else on the lap at the moment? Craig Senna's on a lap, I believe. He's on the soft tyres, so he's
Ends
doing this.
Is on a lap as well, I believe.
Yeah, he's just crossed the line, I believe. So we'll catch up Craig Senna, who's in the final sector now, coming back for his final corner, which can be quite tricky to nail because he can run a little bit deeper into that curb and it can really affect your straight. If you get you wrong there, you're going to lose a lot of time down the straight. But thankfully for him, the line's up pretty shortly, and he improves to 27.3.
Yeah, as you were saying with that last corner, you want to go nice and wide on the entry and just clip the curve enough to get a good enough run onto that back straight.
Yeah, as Tom Robles on lap, he's improved by 6/10 in the first sector, so he's definitely finding a lot more pace now. But once again, he had a bit of a difficult hairpin. That can really kill your lap if you just because if you go wide and you're going to kill your lap. But if you hit the curb, you got one line through there. If you get it wrong, and you're going to struggle. As he almost loses it in the S's. He's really on the edge here. I think these tyres are starting to overheat for him a little bit, but he's improving yet again. That's another impressive first second sector, but he spun it. He was over a second and a half quicker in his previous lap. That could have threatened the top of the timesheets, but not now. He's spun it, and now his tyres are really destroyed. He's going to have to come in the pits now because he's not going to get anything up them tyres again.
No, yeah. Going back to what you were saying about the hairpin and going down the downhill braking zone, it's just the first of a difficult sequence of corners. You've got the downhill braking zone, and then at the end of the straight you've got a left-hander and the uphill right-hander into that braking zone, which is another difficult one. If you don't get right, that can mess with your lap as well.
Yeah, I've had a few moments. It's very difficult, especially in the field. Apex Rogues improved by time by a lot. He's up to 6th place. Another guy in the mid-27s is looking quite congested at midfield.
Yeah, midfield's looking very close at the moment. There's quite a gap between the top 4 and the rest of the field at the moment.
Yeah, I think them top 4 there maybe in the top 2 tiers looking at this, but we've only done one session, so it's hard to tell at the moment. But they're looking at least precision pace, maybe even pinnacle pace.
Yeah, possibly, as Riley and Jules are both on outlaps, so is Hindle as well.
Yeah.
Jules coming into the final sector now, same with Riley, so those two are about to start flying lap.
You see they're trying to keep the tyres warm, obviously. You want to get them in the right window because it's very important to get the tyres in the right window because they're a little bit cool. Especially the brakes, because it's turn 1's quite a deep braking zone. As I know, I've had moments in turn 1 in the past in the league racing,
I remember what happened at turn 1 here with you and a certain D-Boy Dan in season 12.
Cost me a place, I believe, and it cost me a podium, and I wasn't too impressed, but that's water under the bridge now. I've got my podium, got my win, so I'm not too fussed anymore.
I remember the scenes when you got the podium. Yeah. That was truly an iconic one-off moment.
Yeah, there's Eddie's on a good lap here. Let's see.
Riley's having a bit of a difficult time for the S's. Been a bit all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, as you can see, it's just. I think it's a track temperature. They're not used to having track temperature. I think it's maybe just getting them tyres a little bit more overheated, and they're just struggling for traction. I've noticed. I've been more of a couple.
The problem with Riley is he's a bit too close to the car ahead of him.
Oh yeah,
which is obviously going to affect his tyre pants. Yeah,
you get a bit of turbulence. Well, he might get a little toe down the straight, but I think his lap's been compromised. Yes, it is. He's lost time in the second sector there, and as you can see, again the exit. He's a bit ragged. I think it may be best for him to maybe come in and go out for another set of tyres.
Yeah, I think it would be best if he either comes in now or bails out, and yeah, he's coming in now. Jules goes on to improve by a 10.5 and jumps up to 3rd with a 26.6.
Yeah, it's a good lap for him.
He goes adventuring across turn 1.
So Apex Rogues on yet another lap. Let's see what he do. If he improves by just a 10th, he moves up to 5th place. He's on that at the moment, and he does move up to 5th. He improves by 3/10. Good lap for him. And Apex Rogue.
Zach Jarvis is on a lot.
Yeah, he's just set a lap. He's on 27th 27.4. That's a good lap stack, Jarvis. He's really...
I'm not sure. I think Gaz is on a lap. He's coming across the start-finish line now to go 6th off a 27.3.
Yeah, Gaz is looking strong. He's definitely improved from last season. That's almost a second quicker than last season, as Hindle's got up to second place there with a 26.3, and he's only 300ths off getting the fastest lap time. So yeah, and there's only a 10th. There's a 10th couple in the top 3. And as you say, them top 4, as you said earlier, they're top 4 like their own league at the moment.
Yeah, they seem to be cleaning house with the rest of the field at the moment.
As Arnaud's about to start a lap, so we'll see if he can improve yet again. He's got 10 minutes to go, and everybody has set a lap on top, so that's good. Everybody's done what they need to do, apart from J-Luke of course, but J-Luke I'm pretty sure will be in another session, because it was a bit unfortunate what happened to him. He spun around and I think he reversed, and obviously if you reverse on the game it does automatically disqualify you. Arnaud is quicker in the first sector with a 10th up, so he's looking to raise that benchmark even further. The car is looking nicely balanced so far. He's really driving within himself. He's going to come to this hairpin now. How does he do it? He's driving nice. Does it nicely, I have to say. Good exit as well. This is looking a good lap for Arnaud so far. He's going to approach these sweepers, which have to really just take a bit of caution, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Don't want to push too hard or touch that inside curve on the up-throw right-hander. That's just basically a death wish, trying to touch that curve.
He's improved to getting in sector 2. He's got purple sector 2, so this is looking a good lap so far. He's going to improve by a couple of attempts if he nails this final corner. Obviously you can lose all your lap time here by getting it wrong, but he's done it nicely, and this should up the pace by at least a couple of attempts, and it does.
And 26.0, not quite the 1 minute 25 we were hoping for, but still an impressive lap.
Yeah. Tom Rubble now is on the lap. If you're looking to he improves by 3 he's got quite a bit of a gap to the car, but let's see how he's getting on so far.
Riley's on an out lap.
Yeah, Tom Rubble's a second up. Perhaps this might push him into that midfield bunch if he nails this, for sure. He's definitely got a lot more confidence than what I saw him previously, when I believe he spun on his last attempt, so he's definitely improved since then. He's going to cross the line now. What's he going to do? 26.3. 26.5, sorry. Yeah, good lap, I have to say.
Yep.
He's joined that top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's now into the bracket, which appears to be a good 6-7 times clear of everyone else. So he could be one of the people in the higher tiers. For sure, that lap time, yeah. Let's see, last season, what that tier would have put him in last season? Yeah, that last season would have put him in the position tier, but obviously this year we've now got the pace cap, so there's not many quick drivers this season, so that might put him in the top tier. If he improves, maybe not that lap time, but if he improves by a couple more attempts, he may for sure be in that top tier. Riley's just starting his flying lap now, so keep an eye on him.
Yeah, obviously he had that mistake in his last lap, so he spent a bit more lap time in him, because obviously that lap time he was set a little bit earlier, so maybe Riley could threaten the top if he gets a good lap here. And last season strong, and I raced with him for a couple of seasons, so I saw the improvement. He's another guy like Dane Starr, and who's improved as he's raced. A little bit down in step. I think sector 2 is where he's tended to gain much lap time. This is where all the main corners are. Yeah,
sector 2 has been his main struggle so far tonight, but he's been good through the hairpin. It's a good exit. So that's gone a long way to improving his lap time. Let's see how he does into the sweepers now. A bit wide, but nothing major. Now up the hill towards the end of sector 2. He appears to be.
He's down on his time.
Yeah, he appears to be down on his time.
So maybe Riley's hit the cliff a little bit. Maybe he's hit his peak a little bit. Maybe he did a good lap early on, but he's struggling to match that. Final sector, you can't really gain 2.5 tenths of final sector unless you made a major mistake speed. He knows he's down, so he's coming in. He's gonna bottle new set of tyres on and come out a little bit later on. But he's got to come out with about 2.5 minutes to get the lap in. That's probably the lap time he wants to come out, so make sure he gets that lap in at the end. There's Jules is improving again in sector 1, sorry, but sector 2 wasn't that great.
2.5 minutes, I'd say, is definitely the minimum time to come out. You need to be out with like 2 minutes 30 left if you want to get a decent out lap. Jules has
moved himself up into 3rd place that time. Just pipping Riley there. As Gazza's about to finish lap, he's improved by a couple of attempts in sector 2. What is he going to do? Can he get in them low 27s? No, he can't. He was just a little bit off his press lap time there. As Alpha's doing a good first sector, but TJ, he's up in sector 2. He needs to improve. He's in the 20. He needs to improve a little bit if he wants to be in a higher tier, because I believe that lap time.
Around the final corner now. I'm not sure how he's doing on his lap.
He's improved a little bit in sector 2, but I think sector 1 was down, so he might just pick his lap time a little bit here. Yeah, it's improved by about 1/10 of a second, so he's done some consistent laps so far, which is good to see for him. But I believe that lap time may probably be a prospect tier lap.
Yes, Zach Jarvis is on his out lap, so this probably will be his final flying lap of the session, unless he's uber quick in the pits. Gaz is probably on his lap. I'm not sure if Ems is on a lap or not.
Oh, sorry, Craig Senna spun on his out lap. He was trying to warm his tyres up and he spun it in that tricky sweepers towards the end of sector 2. Yeah, so his lap tyres.
He was weaving pretty aggressively to try and warm his tyres, so I imagine that's why he spun his car around.
Yeah, his Hindle's improving a little bit in sector 1. How can he jump the top of the timesheet? That'd be interesting to see. He's got 1 lap to do it, and everybody should be out now, or preparing to come out for the lap in.
Yeah, people will just be bolting on their last set of soft tyres now.
Yeah.
To come out for the flying lap, as TJ appears to be backwards at the end of sector 2.
Still improving, but I do not believe this will threaten the top of timesheets. He may get in the 26.2s, but I don't think this will threaten Arnaud's lap time. I may be wrong, but unless he has a mega final sector, I believe he'll be in 2nd place maximum. Yes, sure he is.
We're right there with the 26.2 prediction. I think because there's not much time to be gained in the final sector, it's mostly just a straight line.
Yeah, it's like 2 corners.
Two corners. Yeah, it's 2 corners. So there's not much you can really improve on there. So I'm expecting to see more people come out, as there's a Red Bull coming out now.
That's Jess, I believe. Or Gaza, maybe, or maybe Gaza.
Gaza. Still no sign of Jess. Jess is on her out lap as well now. So she looks to be about to start flying lap. 1:40 to go. Arnaud looks to have completed a flying lap there. I'm not sure if he's going for another.
Yeah. His ends is another spinner in that section as well. There are quite a few spinners in that section. Looking for grip, I believe. Arnaud starting his flying lap. Has Hindle got enough fuel for another?
I will just double check for you now. No, it doesn't look like it.
Like Arnaud is either. I think it must have been Arnaud's lap, because he must have run out. Yes, he did.
Yeah, Jules and Riley are the only 2 that are on their out lap in the top 5. Tom Robbo looks to be on a flying lap, but
he's invalidated. Yeah, Riley's invalidated as well, and so is Tom Robbo. So Apex
Riley's on an out lap.
Oh yeah, I must have that out lap then. So yeah, he's going to have enough time to cross the line for sure. Oh, is he? I think he may just about have enough
40
time.
seconds, it's going to be tight.
Yeah, he's going to have to really.
So you might want to move a bit faster instead of. That's probably why he was out with the extreme corner cut.
Yeah, for sure. As J. Luke has left the session, so he's had enough so far. As Apex across the line, can he improve? Yes, he does. Only by 1/10 though, so he stays in 7th place. What about Zach Jarvis? He's showing he's on quicker sectors. There's not really that many sectors times coming up at the moment. I believe all the quick guys are done. And they've all, apart from Riley maybe.
Jules is about to start a flying lap. Riley's not.
Riley's missed it. Or Jules missed it as well. So the top four are all done. Tom Robble's done as well. Apex Rogue.
MC Boy is on a flying lap. Yeah,
Apex Rogue's on a lap and he's got a little bit quicker in sector 1, but all the top guys...
Jess crosses the line and remains 16th, unfortunately for her.
Yeah,
Indecisive is just going slowly, has just given up.
Yeah.
Alpha's coming through the final sector now. Gaz is just at the end of sector 2 and is just under a 10 spot.
Yeah, Alpha has a poor first sectors. I don't believe he'll improve his lap here. Yes, he's coming in the pits, so Craig Senna, Apex Rogue may improve his time, but it's gone a little bit deep there and I think that might ruin his lap. Indeed it has.
Gaza coming through the final corner.
Gaza, if he improves by half a tenth, we've got to 8th place. He's on it for the moment, and he crosses the line and he goes 8th. Good lap for him there. 1:27.1. Impressive lap for Gaza, man.
We're just waiting for Indecisive across the line. I don't know why he hasn't just retired.
No, he's not on a lap at all. He's invalidated, and he must have.
Yeah, he's just stuck on. He's just been stuck out there, invalidated.
And he's spun as well.
Just retire the car, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Apex Road came into the pits instead of just crossing the line, but left the session. We're still waiting on Indecisive to cross the line.
Yeah, but Arnard sets the benchmark then at 1:26.0. That's what the driver's got to beat so far. And, yeah, it was right. He improved 8 tenths of his time last season, so a good improvement by him. Gazza improved by over a second. That's impressive for him, and ends. Most drivers did improve from last season. Indecisive.
People coming into the pits instead of crossing the line, but he's retired from the session. So that is it. That is the final the final order for the first qualifying session of the evening.
Yes, indeed. As I run through the order for you, we've got Arnard fastest on the 26.0, Hindle second on the 26.2. Jules third on the 26.4, Riley fourth also on 26.4, Tom Robble fifth on the 26.5, MCFC but a good lap time for him, a 27.0, Apex Rogue also 27.0, we've got Gazaman a 27.1, Craig Senna I believe commentating later on in the later tier is on the 27.3, En's also 27.3, Zach Jarvis does a 27.4, Alpha does a 27.6, TJ does a 26.8, Indecisive does a 28.9, Erdy does a 29.5, and Jess Games does a 30.4, and J Luke disqualified. Obviously he'll do his session another time, but yeah, all of that times will now get submitted to the people decide the tiers, and we will look at the data, look at our task data as well, and then you'll find out the tiers pretty shortly.
Yep. Well, that appears to be it. Well, that's it for us tonight. We are passing on to the next session at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
we should be starting the stream in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, it should be a good one. As you've got to join that session, I believe, because it's starting in 5 minutes. So I wish you the best luck with that. And thank you for joining me at such short notice, Liam. And we will see
happy
you.
To help out.
Yeah, we will see you next time. Good night.
Thank you.